Okay.
Okay, so good morning, class. Everybody stand for the opening prayer. Miss Loveline, can you lead the prayer? Amen. So, before anything else, is there any absent from the class today? Okay, that's great that there's no absent from the class today. So, today, we're going to have a review of what was our topic last meeting. So, what was our topic last meeting? Okay, very good. So, assessment for learning. So, to have a smooth and productive discussion this morning, let me introduce to you our classroom rules. So, this is our classroom rules. Everybody read. Raise your right hand if you want to answer. Listen attentively, participate actively, clean the classroom before you go. So before anything else, let's have an activity first to have a smooth discussion. So can you read the direction, everybody? Okay, so give a short understanding and or description of the curriculum-related words presented on the screen. And to determine who will answer, the teacher will pick a roll of papers with the names in the small box. So, are we clear in that? Okay, so here's the words. First word we have pedagogy. Next is assessment, syllabus, and lesson plan, and the last is learning objectives. So, why do you think school use different curriculum design? Miss Molas? Okay, very good. So, it is very important for us to know the curriculum design models. So, let me introduce to you what is curriculum design first. So, a curriculum design is a systematic process of creating a plan for education encompassing learning objectives, content, activities to facilitate students' learning and achievement. So, curriculum design is a process of planning and organizing what students are expected to learn, how they will learn it, and how their learning will be assessed. So, curriculum design, it is like a roadmap for education. So, there are three types of curriculum design models. Those are, everybody, subject-centered design, learner-centered design, and problem-centered design. So, let's talk about what is subject-centered design first. Okay, so a subject-centered design is a curriculum design that focuses on the content of the curriculum. Okay, so it corresponds mostly to the textbook because textbooks are usually written based on the specific subject or course. So, subject-centered design is a curriculum design approach that focuses on the organizing learning around specific subjects and discipline. So it follows a structured and systematic way of teaching where each subject like math, science, English, or history is taught separately with the clear objectives and content. So subject-centered design has, there are curricula who firmly believes in this design. So those are Henry Morrison and William Harris. So, there are some variations of subject-centered design. So, first we have the subject design. It is the oldest and the most familiar design for teachers, parents, and other laymen. So, its advantage is it is easy to deliver. So, the most traditional form of the curriculum design is subject-centered design. And also, each subject like English, math, science is taught separately with the structured syllabus. So, the drawback of this design is that sometimes learning is compartmentalized. So, compartmentalized meaning separate something into distinct. So, the drawback of this design is that sometimes learning is so compartmentalized and it stresses so much on the content and forgets about the students' natural tendencies interests, and experiences. So, example for this is a school timetable where students attend math class separate from science and or English. So, the advantage for this one is it provides a clear and organized subject matter. And the disadvantage for this is it may not show connections between subjects and may making feel learning isolated. So the next variation of this subject-centered design is discipline design. So the discipline design focuses on the academic design, and the discipline refers to the specific knowledge learned through a method. So focuses on the depth of the learning specific discipline within the subject, and it follows a structured for academic discipline and often used in the higher education. So, discipline design it encourages specialization in certain field of studies. So, example for this one is in science, students may take separate courses in biology, chemistry, and physics instead of general science class. So, the advantage for this is encourages expertise in specific field. And next we have the next variation of this is correlation design. So correlation design links to separate subject design in order to reduce fragmentation. So subject-centered design is a subject related to one another and still maintain their identity. So correlation design is seek to establish connections between subjects while keeping them distinct. So fragmentation meaning the topic are taught in isolation without meaningful connections between them. So subjects remain separate but are linked to show relationship between them. An example for this one is a history teacher discussing a mathematical achievement of ancient civilization in a history class. So next variation and the last variation we have is the broad field or design or interdisciplinary. So broad field, it is the design was made to cure compartmentalization of the separate subjects and integrate the contents that are related to one another. So integrates multiple subjects into broader field to encourage interdisciplinary learning. And the subjects are merged to create a more unified learning experiences. So similar to thematic design, where a specific them is identified and all other subject areas revolve around with a theme. So, example for this interdisciplinary design is instead of separate subjects like history, geography, and civics, they are combined into a single course called social studies. And the next curriculum design, we have the learner-centered design. So what is learner-centered design, everybody? The learner-centered design is the learner is the center of the educative process. So, the learner-centered prioritizes students' active participation in learning and allows a flexible and content delivery. So, there are some examples of curriculum design which are learner-centered. So, first we have the child-centered. The child-centered design is this curriculum design is anchored on the needs and interests of the child. The learner is not considered a passive individual, but one who encourages with his or her environment. So learner's child-centered design focuses on the individual needs, interests, and the abilities of each child. So encourages exploration, creativity, and self-expression. The teacher Learning is the product of child's interaction with the environment. So the teacher acts as a facilitator, allowing students to take an active role in the learning. So example for this one is a classroom where students choose activities based on their interest. So next we have experience-centered design. Experience-centered design believes that the interests and needs of learners cannot be pre-planned. Instead, it is the starting point of the curriculum that the school environment left open and free. So, the learning is based on the real life experiences and hands-on activities rather than the theoretical knowledge. So encourages problem solving, critical thinking, and reflection. The learners are empowered to shape their own learning from the different opportunities given by the teacher. So the experience-centered design, example for this one is the project-based learning or the PBL, where students work on real-world projects like creating a business plan or conducting experiments. So next example for this is humanistic design. So humanistic design, it is the development of self, is the ultimate objective of learning. So focuses on the personal growth, emotions, and self-development alongside academic learning. And also, it encourages self-motivation, self-reflection, and positive self-concept. And it stresses the whole person and the integration of thinking, feeling, and doing. So the goal is to develop a whole personal, not just the academic skills. So the example for this one is a classroom where students set personal learning goals and reflect on their progress and a supportive environment. So last curriculum design is the problem-centered design. So the problem-centered design is focusing on the social problems, needs, interests, and abilities of the learners. So it focuses on the real-world problems and issues that the students can relate to. Also, it encourages critical thinking, problem solving, and decision making. So learning is often project-based, where students work on finding solutions to the real life challenges. So here's the example for problem-centered design. So first we have the life situation design. So life situation design, everybody read. It is the contents are organized in ways that allow students to clearly view the problem areas. So learning is based on the students' real-life experiences and social issues and encourages students to apply knowledge to everyday situations. And it uses the past and the present experiences of learners as a means to analyze the basic areas of living. So example for this one is teaching financial literacy by having students create a budget for a household. So that's the example of life situation design. So next we have the core problem design. The core problem design, it centers the general education and problems are based on the common human activities. So it centers the learning around the major societal or global problems to require in-depth of studies. And the central focus of this design, it includes common needs, problems, and concern of the learners. So it integrates multiple subjects to solve complex issues. So example for this one is exploring climate change by combining science, geography, and economics. So there are ways on how to proceed using the core design of a curriculum. So there are 11 steps. And first we have make a group consensus on important problem. First step. Next we have step 2. Develop criteria for selection of important problems. Step 3. State and define the problem. Step 4. Decide on the areas of study including class groupings. Step 5. List the needed information for resources. Step 6. Obtain and organize information. Step 7. Analyze and interpret information. Step 8. State the tentative conclusion. Step 9. Present or report to a class, individual, or group. Step 10 and 11. Lastly, we have to evaluate the conclusion. And step 11 is explore other avenues for further problem solving. So, did you understand what was our topic, what we talked about today? So, there are 3 types of curriculum design. First, we have this subject-centered design, learner-centered design, and the problem-centered design. So, let's have an activity. So, everybody read. The class will be divided into 3 groups. Each group will create a visual presentation, flowchart or concept map, and a role play explaining their assigned model. You will be given an envelope, and inside on it will be the instruction of what you will make, and you will present it to the whole class. So the rubrics for this one is the visual presentation, the excellent, good, and fair. So the content and accuracy will be 20 points. Organization and structure, 15 points. Presentation and collaboration, we have 15 points. So in the role play, knowledge and content, we have 20. Expression, 10. And overall engagement, we have 20. So you have 10 minutes, I think, to answer this activity. Okay. Okay, so here's our no. 5 minutes activity. Okay, so I have here a question for you to answer. How does the curriculum design affect the way we teach and learn? Okay, very good. So let's give Jana a wow clap. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, wow. Okay, next question we have, which curriculum model do you think is the most effective for modern education and why? Kim, kindly answer the question. Okay, very good. So let's give Kim a very good clap. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Very good, very good, very good. So last question we have, what are the benefits of knowing these curriculum design models? Jomar, kindly answer. Okay, that's great. So since you already understand what was our topic, what we discussed earlier. Okay, so let's have an assignment. So our assignment would be choosing the right curriculum. It is an essay, and let's have an evaluation first before the assignment. I forgot. So let's evaluate your understanding first. So let's evaluate your understanding. So kindly answer the papers distributed to the whole class. And since you are already done answering the evaluation, so let's have our assignment. So if you were a teacher, if you were a school administrator, Which curriculum design model would you implement in your school and why? So kindly pass it next meeting. So that's the end of our topic for today. So dear gracias.